If you've been in Bitcoin for a while, you've probably seen your net worth skyrocket and Bitcoin start to take over as a larger and larger percentage of your portfolio. But at what point should you sell? There's a strong argument for never. After all, Bitcoin is the hardest money ever created.
The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right.
But you might also want to balance becoming a giga-chad billionaire, king of the castle, yachts to the moon, with buying a house and having a family. So how do you make that sale at the right time to maximize the value of your Bitcoin? People are absolute morons when it comes to investing. Everyone wants to buy when the price is high and sell when the price is low. Even though it doesn't make any sense, it's how we've evolved as humans. It's in our psychology. And you've probably seen this with your friends and family. They'll ask you if it's a good time to buy Bitcoin when the price is skyrocketing like it is right now. They'll say they're going to buy some when price goes down. The price crashes really hard. They think Bitcoin is dead or going even lower and they forget about it. And then the price runs back up to where it was before or even higher. They ask you if it's a good time to buy again and the entire cycle repeats itself. This emotional cycle fueled by fear keeps people from investing in their futures. And that same emotional cycle will make it difficult for you to recognize when you should start selling too. The price might be 30% lower than the cycle top that you were promised by all of these models and podcasters. And you'll think there's one last leg up. I could get 30% more money. And then the latest altcoin Ponzi scheme levered to the will tank the entire market. The solution to breaking out of this cycle is to automate all of your investments. We've covered this here on the channel using exchange APIs from Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, and others. But if you want to learn even more about the benefits of automated investing and where my thesis for this style of investing originally came from, you should go read I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. I'll have links to that book and those videos up in the cards and down in the description. Bottom line is, if we invest emotionally, we're going to buy high and sell low, which is the perfect recipe for staying poor forever. Instead, we need to set a predictable schedule that will help us steadily grow our wealth over time. Dollar cost averaging, or DCA, is the lowest risk investment strategy because it removes all emotion from the process of investing. And here on the channel, we've talked about DCA before as a buy strategy, but never as a sell strategy. So there are 3 steps that you should follow to set up a DCA sell strategy. First, identify the amount that you want to sell. Second, identify your time horizon. And third, execute your trades. To help you with the first part, identifying how much you want to sell, set up a target allocation for your Bitcoin position. As an example, this is not financial advice. Imagine you had $100,000 and you wanted it to be 50% Bitcoin and 50% cash. But currently you have $60,000 of Bitcoin and only $40,000 of cash. In this case, you would want to sell around $10,000 of the Bitcoin, converting it over into cash. And next you would go ahead and create the time horizon that you wanted to make those trades over. We don't want to place that trade all in a single day or all in a single trade because we want to spread out the amount that we're trading over long periods of time to take advantage of the volatility in the market to smooth out the price of our trade. In the same way, when you're using dollar cost averaging to buy, that you don't want to put your entire net worth into a single trade because you might be buying the top. In a dollar cost average sell, you don't want to be selling all of your, in this case, Bitcoin at one time. You want to instead be selling over many different trades so that you aren't selling the bottom. So in this case, if you needed the money in 6 months, you might set your time horizon to 3 months or 12 weeks and plan to sell once a week. And then finally, you'll just execute your trades. In this case, you'd be selling 10,000 divided by 12 or $833 every week. The benefit to selling over this longer time horizon is that you might find out that you hit your 50-50 target sooner than you would have expected. Or you might find that even after that 12 weeks of selling, you still haven't hit your 50-50 target. Maybe you were selling the Bitcoin as the price was rising and so you weren't able to sell out of it fast enough. That's a really good problem to have. And then at the end of those 12 weeks, you could reassess and decide if you want to get to that 50-50 allocation or if you're happy with your new current allocation. Either way, you get a ton of flexibility with this method because you can reassess your position at any point in time across those 12 weeks. So you can stop worrying about trying to sell at the very top of the market, which is impossible to do reliably because you know you've spread your risk of your dollar cost average sells over many trades. But some critics of dollar cost averaging would tell you that it's too dumb of a strategy. Critics would say you don't want to buy the same amount all the time. It would be better for you to buy more when prices are low and buy less or take profits when prices are high. But you don't want to get swept up in the emotion of day trading. That's how you lose all your money. Instead, we want to trade unemotionally. To solve this problem, we need to rely on indicators that give us an advantage in our dollar cost averaging. On the channel, we've done this in the past using the Fear and Greed Index and other indicators from Glassnode like MVRV data. And when we combine those indicators and that data with automated trading APIs like Coinbase and Gemini, we can outperform a dumb dollar cost averaging strategy. These strategies that I've covered here on the channel are very basic and they only rely on single indicators. And the problem with those strategies that we covered here on the channel is that you had to to set up those indicators for when to buy and when to sell and how much to buy and how much to sell all by yourself. And in those examples, we kind of just made up those numbers and did some very basic back testing. So there wasn't really a ton of data behind the decisions that we were making. The other problem with this strategy is that no single indicator is going to be perfect forever. MVRV data and the fear and greed index have been very good indicators up until now, but like all other models, there's no guarantee that they're going to be predictive into the future. Over long periods of time, every indicator loses its alpha or its edge over the regular marketplace. And that's because once a lot of people become aware that the MVRV data that's available on Glassnode is like the best way to trade Bitcoin, everyone will start trading Bitcoin according to that indicator. And then because everyone is trading that way, no one will get any edge from trading that way because now everyone is doing it. To make major alpha over the market, not only do you have to be right, but everyone else has to be wrong. And it brings us back to that famous quote by George Box: all models are wrong, but some are useful. On the videos that we've done on the channel here in the past, I've gotten a lot of questions about how to set those thresholds and how much should I be buying and selling at each ones of these different thresholds that I define. And to be absolutely clear, I have no idea. It all depends on your personal risk tolerance, your financial situation, and your financial goals. All I can do is give you more data to help you make a better decision. A few weeks ago, a team saw those videos that I had put out on the MVRV data and they reached out to me. They have a product called AlphaSquare whose goal is to solve this exact problem. They want to give you more data so that instead of investing 10% of your paycheck every month, you can take advantage of market data that's readily available to invest that 10% at more favorable prices. Instead of relying on a single indicator, AlphaSquared takes in over 5,000 points of data and combines them into one single 0 to 100 daily risk number. And the goal of this model is to quantify current market risk to give you an advantage when you're doing your dollar cost averaging. They've even built in testing to show you how your strategy will perform under different market assumptions. If you want to learn more about AlphaSquared's methodology, you can check out their website down in the description. The first 2 weeks of using the product are totally free with full functionality. It's as easy as just logging in. And if you like the service after using it for a while, you can use code LEVELUP for 15% off any of the paid plans. I'm excited to include the indicators from AlphaSquared via their API into our Coinbase Advanced Trade API that we've covered here on the channel previously. I think that's going to give the entire community a lot better access to indicators like this and to automated trading that can hopefully help them outperform a dumb dollar cost averaging strategy over long periods of time. Stay tuned here for more updates on the Coinbase API. I should have new code for the Coinbase API out that supports the new authentication methods that they released over the last couple months. I've just been really busy and I haven't had time to fully commit to getting that solution working and including all of these new updates and features that we want to include in the API. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about anything we covered in this video. I do still respond to all the comments. And if you stayed to the very end here, I actually recently launched a Discord, so there's a link to the Discord down in the description. I'm hoping that we can use that to help build the community, and as we get bigger into this bull market, help debug each other's code so that I'm not the bottleneck helping everyone debug everything. So if you are really good at programming and you are in the audience, please join the Discord so that we can all help everyone debug their code together. I think the tools that we're going to be able to release over this next year during this bull market are going to be really cool and help a lot of people, and I'm really hopeful that the Discord can help foster some of that communication and get people answers a lot faster. That's it for today. I love you all. See you next week.